Yeah.
Hi.
Wow.
You know what I heard?
A rumor? Or what?
Well, I read actually that this song is one of the most recognizable songs in the world. The number one most recognizable song in the world.
I can see that.
Right?
It's recognized by Forbes as officially the biggest song of all time.
There it is.
That one's this one?
Yeah.
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that industry of rock, it's this song. In our industry of Tejano, it's
this one right here.
I told you I was going somewhere, folks. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, we got Javier Molina here with us, man. Mr. Cowboy Cumbia himself, man. How you doing, Javier? How's it going?
Oh, man, I'm having fun, and we're just getting started.
Bro, I've been in this industry 40 years. And I don't think I ever had the opportunity to cross paths with you, even in your heyday back in the 90s when this song was at the top of every chart, bro. So thank you for coming to the show, man.
Como dices tú, asústame one time, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
Ya me asustaste, el susto es mío.
Yeah, no, man, I'm really, really happy to have you on the show, man. I've always wondered about the person behind this great song. And dude, this is like the Journey song. It is, right, dude? Even Chaz knows it.
Wow.
You know? And
Well, give me a little more credit. I know some Tejanos, you know, but no, this is a fantastic song.
yeah, well, you know, I was at the Broken Sprocket, which, you know, I had texted.
Yeah.
I made a video at the Broken Sprocket because Solido was playing there. And during the break, they were playing music, right?
Yeah.
And this song popped up, and I'm like, there's Javier's song. So I took a video, and I said, aquí estamos en el Broken Sprocket, Javier, oye, check it out. And I said, hey, in September 30th, vamos a estar, or October 1st, vamos a estar, ¿verdad?
Yeah. Oh,
And he thought that he thought he was going to the Broken Sprocket to do it. No, but the reason I sent him the videos because they were playing the song. And then I talked to Bumper Gomez from Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. He's got another podcast in San Antonio, and he was at the Heritage Festival in Ohio, I think it was. And he said when this song, because I told him, hey, man, Javier Molina's coming to the show. And he said, dude, over there when they played his song, everybody went crazy, dude. I mean, it's one of those songs that, you know it, don't you?
Way down on the border, always on a Friday night, Cowboys.
So something I've never been able to do is see Javier Molina in concert performing. So maybe you could do a little song for us here, bro. How about that? Is that cool? Before we get started? All right,
cool.
let's see if this one works. Karaoke, papa?
Oh, my God,
I got to clear my throat here. I got to clear my throat.
We're going to put Javier on the spot right away.
Let's do it.
Oh, man. Órale. Vámonos, Recio.
Órale, Javi.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You got this.
Javier Molina. Vámonos.
Way down on the border, always on a Friday night, cowboys and cowgirls dance till early morning light.
Oh, yeah.
Por la frontera, viernes es puro bailar.
Vale más que lo creas, papá. Asústame.
Cowboys y cowgirls bailan hasta madrugar.
Everybody all together. Come on, let's go.
Y dice, a one step, two step, three step, four. Come on, everybody, get on the floor. Dance, y'all dancing, Cowboy Cumbia.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 pasos. Quiero ver a todo mundo bailando. Bailen, bailen, Cowboy Cumbia.
Here's what we all do it together.
Right, right, right.
Giddy up. Ride, ride, ride. Giddy up.
Arre.
Arre, ay. Giddy up.
Ha.
Yeah.
Arre, ay. giddy up.
Yeah, man. All right.
Cowboy.
Cowboy.
Cumbia. Giddy up. Un, dos, tres.
Eso. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oye, Javier, where are you originally from, man?
Born and raised in Laredo, Texas.
Laredo, Texas.
Way down on the border.
¿Y fuiste a la escuela ahí? ¿Nixon o...?
Martin.
Laredo Martin.
Tiger. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger.
I was.
Yeah, pues yo soy de Mercedes, papá, puro Tiger
Órale,
también.
no, pues
Mercedes Tiger.
We're in the same-
Chesney Greyhound, San Benito Greyhound.
Tú sabes.
They're mean over there,
Puro
bro.
Freddy Fender.
Yeah, Freddy Fender, bro, yeah.
I met Freddie. I toured with him a little bit.
See?
With him and the Texas Tornadoes.
Yeah. So,
Great guy. You know what he told me
What
when
did
I
he
first
tell
met
you?
him?
What did he tell
It
you?
was Little Joe and his band, myself, and there was a young lady, a beautiful lady. She sang really well, Margarita Huerta.
oh yeah, she's still around. She's going to be on the show.
Órale, man, say hi to her, please.
I will.
And she was there on that show. And when I met Freddie for the first time, first thing he told me, because he recorded Cowboy Cumbia. It's on
Oh, really?
YouTube.
Oh, wow.
He recorded it. A little different, rhythm, pero
Yeah.
le salió bien.
Sí.
So that was quite an honor for me, for someone that I've admired, since I was a kid. And first thing he said to me backstage, in front of Little Joe, me dice, me lo presentó Little Joe, y me dice Freddie, Cowboy, I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah.
And Freddy Fender told me that, man. God rest his soul. One of the most amazing stories of a Tejano, born in San Benito, that rose to the top, man.
Yeah.
Amazing. He was a pioneer that inspired me and many others.
Sí.
Him and Johnny Rodriguez,
Que en paz descanse, Johnny Rodriguez.
Johnny recientemente falleció. And of
Yeah.
course, Renee, Sonny, all those guys, they were inspirations for me.
I like that song from Johnny. I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder.
I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made.
Shoulder.
For the
What a singer, man.
I know, man. You know what? Interesting that Johnny Rodriguez had a voice like no other.
I remember that
hate
song that Larry Gatlin wrote, and he gave it to Johnny Rodriguez way back. And never before has a woman ever haunted me. Remember that song?
I think
But
so.
Her magic spell keeps working overtime.
Yeah, I love-
Somebody please get her out of my misery.
Country ain't the same no more, is it? I mean,
Well, when someone like Beyonce wins a country music award, there's something, there's something wrong with that,
yeah.
And then she lost to someone named Jelly Roll. I mean, that's not a good sign either.
Yeah, we were just talking with Javier. We'll talk about that later, about the artificial intelligence coming into the
scene.
the music industry. But so you were born in Laredo, you went to school in Laredo, and you were into music early in your high school career and stuff like that?
Ever since I was a little boy, I had a very tragic childhood. I was 18 months old, not even, and I fell from a 3-story balcony.
Holy moly.
We had moved to Chicago. I don't remember the reason why, but 2 months after we moved to Chicago, we were living right off of Route 66. Long story short, my mom was doing the laundry downstairs. We lived on the 3rd floor. The houses in Chicago, they're like in 1, 2, 3, and there's a basement. So there's like 4, dwellings there. And we were at the top, and my 3 older brothers were looking down the balcony at my mom washing clothes and hanging them on the line, the clothesline. And I went to take a peek. I don't remember. I just remember the fall, because I had nightmares about it for years and years. I went to see what my brothers were looking at, and it was my mom. And I went through me caí del balcón. I landed on my head. And she ran with me 14 blocks to Cook County Hospital. It was right there on Route 66. And my head was touching my back. It was double the size. It was brutal. I was in a coma for 9 days. When I woke up from the coma, I was blind for a couple of months, and God did a miracle. And one day I woke up and I could see.
Mm-hmm.
And the most tragic thing was at that moment when I was in the hospital, still in a coma, my dad and my mom would go to church, and my dad would scream literally in church that he would give his life for mine. And when I woke up, when I woke up from the coma, my dad got to see me, awake, but I was blind. And a few days after that happened, he had to come back to Laredo to some court hearing for one of his cousins.
Sí.
So there was 5, Mexicanos, and they were driving. And in a little town called Pontiac, Illinois, they had a head-on collision with a convertible with 4 black guys, and 7 people died in that accident, my dad including. I was like 18, 19 months old.
It's crazy.
It is. It's how he cried out to God to give his life for mine, which is the greatest thing, according to the Bible, to do something like that. To, lay down your life for someone, and he did that. But I've always thought over the years that it took 7 lives for me to be alive, and I'm here today. Thank God, and my dad, rest in peace, and all the guys that were killed in that
absolutely.
accident.
Absolutely.
That's
man.
pretty tragic, but
Yeah.
God did other things in my life that are miraculous, and we'll share some of that a little later.
Yeah. So you were in Chicago when that accident happened. You were a toddler, a baby.
So we came back. My grandfather, who was the warden of the prison in Mexico,
Okay.
Penal de la Loma, he went to pick us up.
In what part of Mexico?
Nuevo Laredo.
Nuevo Laredo?
Right across from Laredo.
Okay.
So he picked us up, and so I grew up in Mexico the first 6 years of my life after the accident.
How was it growing up in Mexico back then? Were we talking the 70s?
It was it was earlier.
Earlier,
Yeah.
early 70s?
60s.
Late 60s? Okay.
And I grew up, and by the time I was 6, we moved back to Texas. My mom never remarried, 24 years old, a widow, and she raised us by herself. She was an amazing singer, but she won many contests and record deals, but because of her children, she could not leave us.
Yeah.
But she got to see me, rise, in the music business, and she lived it through me, and I'm thankful for that. That she was very happy because she taught me how to sing. So my musical roots are really desde los 5 años I started to sing Pedro Infante, Jorge Negrete, and all that.
How was your upbringing as far as school is concerned when you were going to Laredo Martin? How was your high school years? Were you involved in music? Were you singing in any bands or anything like that? And did you have some after effects from those accidents that kept you from doing things that you could have done better, or what?
It was to this day I've had sequelae, things, neurological disorders that. Today, I am considered a disabled American veteran. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Air Force.
Orale. Thank you so much for serving our country, man.
Thank you, brother. So it was a very, very, I guess, challenging life, but I accepted it for what it was. We grew up very poor when my mom decided to leave my grandfather's house, where I was riding horses at 5, 6 years old. My abuelo. He was a warden of the Penal de la Loma, un charro, un vaquero. And so I learned early how to, ride horses and stuff, and all about the charros. And one day he took me up to the rooftop of that prison, the Penal de la Loma, which is very famous in corridos. And he took me up there. I was like 5, 6 years old. And he told me, "You see that land over there across the river, mijo?" I said, "Yeah, Grandpa." Dijo, "You were born over there, and one day you're going to be very famous," because he was already listening to me sing when I was 4, 5, 6 years old with my mom. Dijo, "You're going to be very famous one day." You know what? That prophecy came true.
Yeah.
I'm thankful. So we moved back to Texas, and we started, all my 3 brothers and myself, we started in the 1st grade. My oldest brother was already in the 5th grade,
Orale.
but he started in the 1st to learn English, and that's how we took off. But by 12 years old, I created my own guitar out of a box de tomates, like a tomato crate.
Sí.
Y le puse un palo ahí con unos clavos and some fishing lines. So I created my own guitar. My mom's brother, mi tío Lupe, he saw me with my made-up guitar, so he bought me una guitarra at the Mercado, Laredo.
Sí.
So I learned it. I learned how to play. And at 12 years old, I was already playing for money outside bars and cantinas on San Bernardo Avenue
Fíjate.
in Laredo, singing corridos and la música, de ranchera, Javier Solís, Pedro Infante, José Alfredo Jiménez. And that's how I grew up. I dropped out of school, joined the Air Force. When I got out of the Air Force,
How far did you make it in school?
my senior year,
Senior year?
yeah,
Ya
I
mero.
dropped out por puro, era bien rebelde yo. And I was a boxer when I was in school.
Órale.
I was fighting Golden Gloves, and I was very rebellious. And there was a program back then.
I knew a couple of boxers over there, Los Carrizales, I think was their name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I trained them. I mean, I was part of their training.
See, no, they were world-class boxers, those guys.
They were both world champions.
Yeah.
Orlando has the record for most title defenses.
Yeah.
The history of the bantamweight division, 16.
I got to meet him. I was the ring announcer for Miller Lite Texas Title Belt Boxing Series, and we do like 3 or 4 fights a year in Laredo.
I remember that
Yeah.
event.
I might have met you at one of those, man.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because I was the one doing a lot of the boxing shows.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up working at the Forum in Los Angeles. believe it or
Okay.
not, in Inglewood.
Mm-hmm.
I was.
I used to love the fights there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they used to have about like
the
every
best.
week there was fights. It was like Tuesday night fights with Sean O'Grady and Al Albert. Every Tuesday night there was boxing somewhere.
That was Tuesday night fights on
on
USA.
USA.
on the USA.
Yeah,
network.
but
that was not the Forum.
No. The fight night was like a program like that
Tuesdays.
was weekly, right?
Oh yeah.
And
it was Sean O'Grady.
Well, Sean O'Grady was on USA with the
Albert,
with Albert.
One of the 3 brothers.
Yeah, but the Forum, I don't remember who were the guys that spoke
Well,
there.
the
but-
announcer was Jimmy Lennon Sr., then Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Yeah.
But
I
the
saw a lot
owner-
of great fights on that show. Mantequitas. I mean, Mexican boxers pesados, bro.
Oh, you mean
Louis Espinoza, Little Red Lopez,
I covered all that fights as a television producer.
Sí.
I have interviews with all those fighters.
Salvador Sanchez. Remember
Univision.
him? Salvador Sanchez?
Oh, he died way back.
in a car accident.
I never met
He was going to be one of the greatest,
He
too.
was, to me.
Yeah, just for the small amount. Torito Ayala, what a sad story with him.
I know. I knew Torito.
Yeah, I knew his dad, too, man. I got to meet him at Zamora Street Gym. And he was a tough trainer. I mean, and so I thought,
El Bulldog. El papá.
yeah,
Tony.
you met him también.
Oh, yeah.
At Zamora Street Gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boxing, I still do boxing ring announcer, but
Eran
that whole,
todos eran buenos. Era Mike, el Ciclón,
yeah,
Sammy, Torito, Tony, Paulie.
Sí.
And they adopted Harris and Kiger, Buddy Kiger.
see.
I know. I'm very, very into boxing.
Yeah, bro.
Spent a lot of time.
I love boxing too, man, and we'll talk about that in a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But so you were at school. You started playing. You dropped out as a senior. You went into the Air
I
Force.
got my GED in Pueblo, Colorado.
Órale.
It was a program you go and I got it in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined the Air Force, and when I got out of the Air Force, my oldest brother, said, "Let's celebrate." I did 4 years. My job in the Air Force was we were the last people you wanted to call in case of war. I was a AFSC, Air Force Specialty Code 31360Q, and I was a nuclear missiles systems analyst. That's what I worked with, a Hound Dog missile.
Wow.
1.45 megaton warhead, and we could deliver it pinpoint accuracy, 12,000 miles away. And
Bro, I was blown away what Trump did with the Iranian bunkers. I mean,
And those were conventional bombs. They weren't
was
atomic or nuclear. They
like
were
a-
conventional, but brutal.
but like a 30-hour flight. 18 hours there, 18 hours back. They had to refuel in the air.
Yeah.
And
The
I don't
stealth.
even know how that is done. I mean, it was just something remarkable, absolutely remarkable that they did.
That's when he dropped it on a mountain, right?
Yeah,
Is that the
into
one?
it's like a bunker busters, and
Yeah.
they go in there and they
They were creating uranium and plutonium to make
nuclear
weapons.
nuclear
so,
bombs.
So these bunker busters, they're.
Yeah.
I did that. I was part of the with the B-52s and KC 135 tankers. You know, you have a B-52. The tanker is underneath, and they use these lines and they
Siphons.
connect in midair. and you refuel.
I know, dude. I've never
It's like a flying gas station.
There's no room for error, you know. It's like you're way up above the clouds, dude, and you've got two pilots, and then the 18-hour flights, and it's like the pilots have to stay awake. But nowadays, I guess some planes can fly themselves, right, automatically, aren't they? Like artificial intelligence can handle it.
Well, they call it autopilot. Yeah.
Yeah, and the pilot could probably take a nap or a snooze.
A power nap.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would think so, but if I was on that plane, I wouldn't be able to. I can't sleep on the road. I can't even sleep on the road. Like when we're on the road, I can't. I don't know how they'd be able to. But that's interesting, man. Wow.
Yeah. So I when I got out, he took me to a bar, club, real nice club, and a really good band. I was only really young, man, and my brother went to the band leader, and he says, "My brother Javier, and he's a good singer. Would you let him sing a song?" So I said, "Yeah." What does he know? Well, whatever you're playing. So anyway, the guy called me up there on stage. It was the last hour. I had been out of the Air Force for like 6-7 days, and I went up there and I sang a Rigo Tobar song.
Which one?
It was a ballad.
Okay.
I knew all his music, todas las cumbias,
Sí.
la mucura, la tinajita, and all those.
Yeah.
But I sang Cuando mi cariño. It's a ballad. Cuando mi cariño llegue hasta tu puerta, déjalo pasar. So I sang that song, and the crowd loved it so much that they never let me get off the stage. So I sang the whole hour, man. And the guy hired me as the lead singer that same night.
Órale.
Believe it or not. A true story. Oh, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Cuando mi cariño.
This was the first song Javier Molina sang with the band that got him hired.
Llega hasta tu puerta, déjalo pasar.
Yeah.
Dale el consuelo de besar tu boca una noche más. Dime que me quieres, vuélveme a besar.
Yeah.
Y al calor de un beso, tus ojos traviesos me verán llorar.
What goes through your mind when you hear this song, dude?
En los jardines de tu pensamiento florece un rosal. Y al triste recuerdo de la noche aquella quieres retornar. Cuando mi cariño te mande buscar, yo estaré contigo para darte abrigo y quererte más.
Wow, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, it's
Thank you so
interesting
much.
how much influence Rigo Tovar had on border musicians, especially the ones that lived like with the border, you know, like Laredo and Brownsville. I mean, Rigo Tovar influenced Jimmy Gonzalez a lot for Mas, too. I mean, their early stuff.
Me?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you a quick anecdote. When the Pope visited Mexico by the Rio Santa Catarina in Monterrey, there was about 300,000 people. And 4 months later, this was back in 85, 86, 4 months later, Rigo Tovar did a concert there, same area, the Rio Santa Catarina. And there was over 400,000.
Yeah. That guy's on top of the world.
Jaló más gente que el Papa.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I freak out because
It's one of the biggest influence ever in my life.
the Mexican people in Mexico, I mean, they show up for shows, man. I mean, I've seen some huge crowds. Bobby Pulido, Intocable, all these guys, those carnales, and they show them. And Emilio, when he was playing in El Rodeo, I mean, like, people like you wouldn't believe. So it's awesome.
I performed with Emilio in many shows.
See?
There's videos of Emilio and myself. Because when I was working, like, we would meet somewhere in like Aguascalientes or Monterrey or
Sí.
El Bajío, y ahí por Guanajuato.
Mm-hmm.
And if he would be performing on a Friday and I was on a Saturday, I'd go to his shows. And I would always hide behind the speakers, backstage, so that I can admire him. He was my favorite Tejano singer.
Yeah.
And he would always betray me. He says, vente, no te voy a anunciar. And once I showed up, damas y caballeros, público, tenemos aquí backstage un gran amigo mío, el Cowboy Cumbia, y
Just like us with the karaoke right now. Huh?
Man. And Raulito would hand me the mic.
Yeah.
And I would do la segunda.
Uh-huh.
And Emilio sang high, so I had to do real high segunda porque Raulito canta bien alto.
Uh-huh. Canta en alto.
So I would do La Rama de Mezquite and all those songs.
Yeah. You know,
Such exciting, an exciting, singer, man.
you s-
Emilio.
Yeah, he was.
He's a spark
He's
plug.
amazing. He did a lot for our industry.
I loved him. He was my best friend in
Yeah.
La Onda Tejana. And el que más me apoyó, the one that supported me the most, we hung out a lot.
What's the most memorable story you have with Emilio, man?
And there's many.
one-
some I
one-
cannot mention in public.
Well, do you have one you can mention? Something special?
We would hang out. Like one of the best times was we performed with Johnny Canales. I did several shows with Johnny. We performed in El Cañón La Huasteca in Monterrey. It's a huge canyon, así. The walls would go up straight up.
Sí.
And we would hang out back there. We would try on the chaparreras because I don't think he ever wore chaparreras.
I saw some pictures of you with some chaps, man, looking really cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my image, chaps. I've never seen anybody before or after me wear chaps.
Just David Lee Roth.
in a Wrangler T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and David Lee Roth.
Yeah, but David wore them without underwears, right? Or without pants. Con todas las nalgas para afuera.
He wore the tanga chaps.
Yeah, I got chaps.
Yeah.
So you were with Emilio and you had those chaps on, or what?
We would just hang out, in the back of the stage and just joking. There was always women around us.
And Jack Daniels.
Yeah, that was one of the things about Emilio. I'm real lightweight, man. I drink a beer or two maybe a month.
I was a heavyweight, and
No, not here.
and I could keep up with those guys. Couldn't keep up with me actually, but those were crazy times.
You're kidding me, man? Because these guys
They were fun times.
They would leave trash bags full of cans
I know.
and Buchanan bottles, and then they go on stage.
They'd
And
have
I'm like,
there was a gallon of Jack backstage all the time.
I was just freaking
And cases
out.
of beer, man, whatever they needed. The rock star life.
One of the best times I had, with Emilio was when we would hang out with friends of his or friends of mine. Like if we were in Laredo or in Monterrey. After the concerts, after the bailes, the rodeos, which were awesome, they were always packed. We would hang out at somebody's house till 6, 7 in the morning, just, drinking a few beers and eating breakfast, tacos, and we'd always have a guitar.
Yeah.
And he'd sing one by Pedro Infante. He loved Pedro Infante. And I would sing one de José Alfredo Jiménez or Javier Solís. And then I'd give him the guitar. He'd sing 2 more. Then he'd give it to me. We'd be singing and all these friends surrounding us. God bless his soul, man.
I miss him, man.
An amazing guy.
I wish he was still around.
Era electrizante, Emilio Navaira.
Yeah, he was. He had the X Factor. This first album is one of my favorites. The Pienso en Ti album.
Yeah.
El primero disco que grabó solo. He had the Esquiveles on bass and guitar, and he had Raulito. And all the songs are great.
His voice, man.
Yeah. This was after David Lee. He was with David Lee for a while and stuff.
Bien chavalo con David.
Yeah. So you were asked to become the singer of the band that you just went and sang a song with.
Yeah.
And what year was that? Because it was Rigo Tovar. Must have been the early 80s or what? Or is it mid 80s, something around
You were
there?
just out of the Air Force, so
Yeah.
It was, right around 1980.
Yeah, because Rigo Tovar, late 70s and early 80s, I mean, he was influencing a lot of
Totally.
Tejano bands down here, up and coming startups and stuff. And so you were with that band for a while? Okay, Javier.
It didn't last long because I was singing with them, and by the next day, the first day, that first night he hired me. The next night, started singing, and by the third day, he had me custom tailored suits. Like the band wore the same suits.
Sí.
Really, really nice suits.
¿Y era un grupo de cumbia o nomás era también tejano?
Tocaban todo.
Ah, okay.
It
Variety
was a
band.
nightclub band.
Órale.
We played Eagles,
Ándale.
Hotel California. We
Cool.
would do
Journey.
New Kid in Town.
See, it's like the new Variety band when they first started. They would play stuff like that.
Yeah, Pablo Cruz.
Oh man, that's a good band.
Yeah,
What you gonna do when she says goodbye?
love will find
Find a way.
Oh, man. It was, they were, because they all sang. But Chacho, the band leader, I told him when he hired me, I said, but all your musicians sing except you. He was the drummer. He says, I know. Dijo, but you have something that they don't have.
Tight pants.
I've never had
Tight pants. yeah, bro. Those work, man.
SpongeBob just crossed my mind.
I told you,
Con un sombrero
I
tejano.
told you Chaz was witty.
Este vato.
What did you have?
Tight
We
pants.
just took a left turn.
Una pinche curva bruta,
en la
carnal.
Macao.
So then, Dad?
So I went to, we were playing at the Ramada Inn. There's a club there. It's still there, but it's a different name.
Sí.
And down the road, about a mile, there was a Holiday Inn. And one of my friends from high school in Colonia, Guadalupe, we grew up in a colonia, a housing project, one of the best ever guitar player ever. And I taught him how to play guitar, but he became a monster.
He took it and ran with it.
Ooh, man, that guy can play anything, even George Benson. And,
Isn't that great? And he takes a little bit of you everywhere he goes now because
yeah, and he played with me,
inspired
for
him to
many
do
years.
it. Yeah.
So he was with the band there at the Holiday Inn while I had just started. I had been there maybe 3 months at the most
Sí.
at the Ramada. So I went to the Holiday Inn on a break, music, because we played 7 nights a week, 52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Every single night. And every single night it was packed. So what I did, I had to go to the Holiday Inn because I had borrowed a 44 Magnum, una pistola, no?
Sí.
Revolver. And I went to give it back. And on my way back, I walked in. I said, hey, he said, see, I got your gun and stuff like that. So he said, hey, come on up and sing with the band. I said, I'm on the break, man. I got to get back. And a couple of songs. Órale. So I went on stage. I sang 2 songs. And the crowd loved it. I went back to the Ramada. And the manager of the Holiday Inn, the manager of the whole thing, the hotel, the clubs, everything, restaurants, she followed me to the Ramada. And after we got done on the third break, she invited me, or the waiter said, there's a lady who wants to speak with you. I said, what lady? Well, that lady's sitting over there. I said, I don't know her. Well, she seems to know you. So I went there. Hello, how can I help you? Dijo, I'm so-and-so. I'm the manager of the Holiday Inn. I heard you sing. I saw the crowd reaction. I'll tell you what, get yourself a band, and I will make you my house band at the Holiday Inn. I'll pay you whatever you want. Those a true story, man. I said, wow. But don't you have a band, Brown Power? He said, yeah, but they're taking too many quinceañeras and weddings on Fridays and Saturdays. And,
You can't
my
do
business is going down on the weekends. And she said, I'll pay you whatever you want. Just don't do quinceañeras and weddings. Or not too many. So long story short, yeah, I talked to Chacho, and he said, cool, man. Thank you for being with us for these months. I started my own band.
And you started. You became a lounge act with the with the Holiday Inn, and then
I sang all kinds of stuff.
And
What
this
did you
was-
get? What were you guys called back then?
Tesoro band, like a treasure band.
So then this was in the mid '80s, or this
Yeah.
was, okay, and then of course the Tejano
Actually,
scene just got bigger and
late
bigger.
70s.
Late 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then throughout the '80s, you were doing local Laredo shows and performing in Laredo, just as you were in your band and.
Yeah, but it's all cover songs. I've never recorded. Took
Yeah.
a lot of years. And
Cover band.
what happened was I went to California because I was stationed there, when I was in the Air Force, and I went back. I loved it. I really loved California. So a lot of things happened. There was issues that I really don't want to mention. I went through to divorce with my first wife,
Okay.
and there was a lot of issues that got really, really bad
Okay.
with the brothers-in-law.
Yeah.
And guns and things. I was a pretty wild guy.
Se puso rowdy.
Yeah, so I was threatened with guns in my house, my mom's house, in front of her. And so I literally just said, you know what, I'm going to leave because somebody's going to end up in a grave, and it ain't going to be me. So I left for
Califas.
Yeah.
And this was when you had your band and all that as
Yeah,
well.
I
and
left
you were
the band. And
and
I
you
said,
took off.
you
What'd you
guys
go do in California when you got there? And where'd you go stay up there?
I had friends.
Okay.
I had friends, and I started playing over there. But I ended up playing different stuff. I got into a band that was playing Latin jazz,
Okay.
salsa. I'm a salsero, very salsero. Me encanta la música afro-cubana. I started doing different things. And we played clubs and we
Willie
did some
Colon
tour.
and
Oh, yeah.
all
Willie
that,
Colon, Ray
Ruben
Barreto,
Blades.
Ruben Blades. And,
Yeah. That's classic salsa, man, from the 80s.
Oh, yeah. My favorite of all time was Frankie Ruiz.
Frankie Ruiz.
Frankie Ruiz.
¿Y cómo se llama el artista que se hicieron la película de él con el ex esposo de J-Lo?
Héctor Lavoe.
Héctor Lavoe, yeah. He was a heroin addict, man.
Yeah,
Right.
Héctor was one of the greatest.
Yeah.
El Cantante, that song.
Yeah, I think that movie, I saw some of it, and it looks pretty damn good, man. It's sad, you know.
Well, I didn't like it.
No, you didn't like it?
No, I loved Héctor Lavoe, but the movie was, more about J-Lo than Héctor.
Sí, la esposa, ¿verdad?
Yeah, pero la esposa nada que ver. I mean,
Yeah.
Mis respetos, pero la película era la vida de Héctor Lavoe,
Yeah.
no la vida de su esposa.
Sí.
Pero pues como J-Lo, tú sabes.
Pues ella, she's a star power. And so what year did you come back from Califas, man?
It was around 85.
85.
But before I came back, I ended up in Phoenix, Arizona. I went to broadcasting school.
Okay.
83, 84. And I came back in 85, met my second wife, and I ended up in San Antonio at Canal 41, KWEX. And I've been doing television for so many years.
That's incredible. I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah, I've done hundreds and hundreds of TV spots and radio spots.
So when
I
you,
appear on camera selling, chiropractors.
yeah,
Auto
voice work
dealerships.
and all that. So you're working in San Antonio. Are you still doing the music or no? I mean, you're just dedicating yourself
when I
to
was-
television.
When I was in television, in Canal 41, I was singing with two bands. One was La Orquesta La Dominguera. It was a 14-piece band, pura salsa,
Okay.
Latin jazz. We opened for Tito Puente at the Marriott Riverwalk.
Wow.
And also El Grupo Tucán. It was also a salsa, Afro-Cuban.
So you were doing salsa.
Yeah.
And
I
you
never
were-
lost my roots,
Yeah,
but I love, because it was in my blood, because my dad, rest in peace, gave his life for mine. My dad, his favorite singer was Daniel Santos.
Yeah.
And that's one of the greatest. Have you ever heard Daniel Santos?
No. What's a song from
Oh,
him?
my God. La Despedida or Borinquen.
Old school.
My dad's favorite singer. Real beautiful style, man.
It sounds like the 40s.
From the 50s.
Vengo a decirle adiós a los muchachos
Puro Narcos Mexico, I don't know.
porque pronto me voy para la guerra.
You know what, dude? I don't know why, but I love listening to music like this, like that has that sound and production. Like, I'm serious, they had that 40s
That's
station.
late 40s and 50s.
And it's like the what was the name of that orchestra guy that had
Glenn Miller.
Glenn Miller? Yeah, I love that
De
stuff.
mi adorada.
I'm an old soul, dude. You know,
Yeah,
in
same
the
here,
70s
man.
and 80s, I was getting into stuff from the 30s and 40s and 50s and stuff like that. But that's wonderful. So then you were doing salsa throughout the late 80s, and then I'm just trying to find out, when did this Cowboy Cumbia thing start? I mean, and how did it happen? Because
Well, I left something out. When I was 8 years old, that's when I first started hearing, paying attention to the radio. One of my very first idol, which was Richie Valens. Richie Valens con La Bamba.
Sí.
His first song I learned on the guitar. And The Pretty Woman, the Roy Orbison.
19
Satisfaction, the those Rolling Stones.
it's early 60s stuff, yeah.
I learned all the Beatles music. But in the middle of all that, what really struck a chord with me, for some reason, I'm not sure which reason, I started listening to George Jones, Buck Owens,
Good stuff.
Merle Haggard,
Waylon Jennings,
Waylon, and
Glenn
all-
Campbell.
And there was just something about that music that really hit with me, and that country twang, the bars are all closed.
Yeah.
It's 4 in the morning.
Yeah, dude.
Just to shut 'em all down by the shape that I'm in.
Yeah.
I hang
Those
my
are
head
drinking
on
songs.
the wheel and the horn starts honking. The whole neighborhood knows that I'm home drunk
Again. Yeah.
And if drinking don't kill me, her memory will.
How about this one?
Oh, yeah.
I stopped off at the Quick Sack.
For some beer and cigarettes.
The old man took my money as he stared at my car.
This is one of the wittiest songs, dude.
Said I had one just like her son.
Because he thinks they're talking about the Corvette, but he's talking about the chick inside. You know what I mean?
The bank took her from
The man down at the bank took her. Well, it's a Corvette. No, it's a girl.
And a $2 pistol.
Yeah.
She was the
So you started getting into some of the classic country then, huh?
Big time, big time. So the Cowboy Cumbia, if I may tell the story how it came about.
Yeah, I really am interested in that.
When I started my band at the Holiday Inn, I realized that what made that club get packed every night. I realized a few weeks into my playing there, I started doing a couple of Merle Haggard songs, a Johnny Rodriguez song, and people started just to dance and line dance, and I started playing Cotton Eye Joe. But man, we had that place rocking every single night, and I said, country is the key. And I found that I could really sing country. I could, turn up a nice country twang, with a little southern drawl like Walt Garrison, talking between his cheek and gum. And I said, I love that. And I told the band, we're going to do more country than ever. And one guy said, I don't. Well, if you don't, I'm going to replace you.
By the way, Walt Garrison's a Dallas Cowboy legend.
Oh, yeah.
And he used to have commercials of chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
And that's what he was.
Skull,
yeah. Just a pinch between your cheek and gum.
Yeah.
Walt Garrison. Those are the 80s commercials there.
Hi, I'm Walt Garrison, and I don't smoke, but I still enjoy tobacco. Smokeless tobacco, like Skoal here. Just a pinch between my cheek and gum, and I get full tobacco pleasure.
Great.
Just wanted to let our audience know, because sometimes there's stuff that can go over people's head. Old classic shit, man. Walt Garrison, Dallas Cowboys. Look him up, man. Those are classic commercials.
Puro cowboy.
And then so you told him country, take it or leave it.
And it took off. And I was also singing Engelbert Humperdinck. And, I love
So I send you to sleep after the loving. Yeah.
I brush back to the hair from your eye.
Yeah,
those are killer songs. And it woos the girls, man. They were just melting all over
Did
the
you
club.
do a Conway Twitty, of course?
Oh, yeah. Hello, darling. It's been a long time.
You're just as lovely.
He was the greatest, man. One of the very greatest. That's a classic, man. That takes me back to the clubs.
The crooner is in the building.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Yeah.
Well, I send you to sleep
after the loving with a song I just wrote yesterday. And I hope you can hear what the words and the music have to say. I need the words.
Yeah.
It's so hard to explain everything that I'm feeling face to face. I just seem to go dry. But the sound of your voice, it's so real that it makes me wanna cry.
Yeah. Que más quieres, Chaz? Thanks for taking me on a one-way trip to the sun.
And thanks for turning me into someone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
You know what, Rock? I think he's subliminally saying he wants to sing Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. I remember Tom
Because
Jones.
he's saying that it's not unusual for him
It's
to be
not
here.
unusual.
It's not unusual to be loved. But
Yeah,
anyway.
I just got to say, what's new, pussycat?
Yeah, and just go to the green grass at home. Ay, que le chinga, otra
Pues,
canción.
I'll
Javier,
never fall in love again.
did you ever do Marty Robbins?
Oh, yeah.
Because his songs were like a big story. So those were like a lot of
Gunfighter
lyrics.
Ballads.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is one of my favorite albums. Big Iron.
Big Iron.
In the West Texas
Town of El Paso
I fell in love
with a Mexican girl.
That was, it's got the largest, longest, most lyrics of any song that I've ever heard.
I saw him on the Midnight Special. It was an old show in the 70s that would come out on Friday nights at midnight, and Wolfman Jack was the host, and sometimes they'd bring in guest hosts, and Marty Robbins was the host, and he started singing, dude, and it was like, is he really singing? Because Midnight Special was live, dude. It wasn't none of this playback shit.
Yeah.
But he had a freaking amazing voice, man. So,
You
incredible.
remember some of his other songs, and Marty, he was a big influence in my life.
Marty Robbins?
Which was, yeah.
Devil Woman.
Devil Woman.
The white sports coat and the green
Pink Carnation.
carnation.
What about I Walk Alone?
I Walk Alone?
I walk alone. Where at once we wander the puro blues.
Or
country
también la,
blues.
¿cómo se llama la? This one, watch.
I'm going to raise the mic a little bit.
No, it's not. Go ahead, do what you got to do.
The boom.
Dun, 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 dun.
Gunfighter Ballads,
Yeah, this is
Big Iron.
To the town of
Agua Fria.
rode a stranger one fine day.
Yeah.
Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip.
Big Iron on his head.
This one, bro. This one is. This song takes me back to my mom and dad's living room and their big console
When
stereo.
I hear the rain coming down,
And when he would sing
it
live, it
makes me
sounded just like
sad
that.
and blue. Was on a rainy night like this that Flo said we were through.
You remember these, man?
Wow. I'm on a trip here.
Rock and I would always sing Water.
Cool, clear water.
And Riley would look at us like, what are you guys?
I got 160 acres in the valley. Javier's probably freaking out because we know these damn songs,
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
man. I'm like in a music museum right now. Man.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I really am.
No,
I,
dude, music's been my life. I can't live without it.
The man that inspired my song, the song that inspired my song, was a Merle Haggard song.
Which one?
Let me tell you the story real quick.
Okay.
I put a band together eventually, a great band, great musicians, man, and we sounded, I had not recorded. I put the band together in 1996, December.
Okay.
The one that I would eventually become the Cowboy Cumbia with.
Okay.
So December 1996, for 1 month, we rehearsed at my house, in my garage. But for like 95, 96, 97, we were the hottest band in that border area. And I had not even recorded. But I was opening for Tigres Del Norte. I would open for everybody. When they inaugurated El Silverado, the largest club, rodeo arena indoors, still to this day in Nuevo Laredo, I inaugurated it. I opened for Ramon Ayala.
That's awesome, man.
Like 6 months before I recorded Cowboy Cumbia. I was just a local band, but because of the country music that I played, because I would turn Garth Brooks songs or
You were
George Strait
different.
songs, I would turn them into cumbias, and people loved it. And they would go like, "Wow, how can you turn a country song like George Strait into a cumbia, or Garth Brooks or John Michael Montgomery?" But that was the magic, that I was using.
You made it yours.
Yeah, I just felt it like, why not? And so that's when my brother, same brother, my oldest brother, rest in peace, he's the one that took me to the club with Chacho, and they hired me that night. He's the one that came to me years later, many, many years later. He said, "Brother, you've been playing in bands here and there, this, el otro. Why don't you record?" He's the one that planted the seed. I said, well, yeah, I'm thinking about it. No, don't think about it. So he pulls out of his pocket $2,500. He said, I just got this from one of my credit cards. This is the first little seed for you to go and record. It's my brother. I said, wow. So I took it and I put some more money together. Next thing you know, I'm going to go into a studio. So I started writing songs. I had only written one song up to that point, literally. It was for a girl back in junior high school.
Sí.
I was like 14. And I said, okay, now that I have this money and I put some more together, I'm going to record. But I need songs. And based on all the influences that I had growing up, country was the one that really stood out the most for me to do something.
And you were comfortable with that.
Yeah. And I said, okay. So I started writing some songs, and then I said, I need a song, like a signature song, you know. So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in my office. I've always had stuff, you know, musical instruments and, you know, music or drum machines. So I have this drum machine in front of me with all kinds of speakers and stuff, keyboards, and I started playing, you know, Merle Haggard song. La de We Don't Smoke Marijuana.
Okie from
in
Muskogee. Yeah.
I started playing country. We don't take our trips on LSD. So my drum machine's right there. So I pushed the button. And I had it on a cumbia beat. So I kept, I just, without thinking, I just put the drum machine on, and it was a chichitok, 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 right there.
Yeah.
So I used that beat, that cumbia beat. We don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee.
Yeah.
I said, that's it. That's it. A cumbia for cowboys.
Yeah.
Grabbed my pad, pencil, paper. I started writing. I put the title, just like that, Cowboy Cumbia. It's like a window opened up of inspiration, like Mick Jagger once put it.
Se abrieron los cielos, carnal.
Exactamente. Mick Jagger would say, music is always existing. It's already there. It just takes an inspiration, someone to connect with, you know, with it. And I that's what I did. All of a sudden, I get this song idea, and you know, because of that rhythm and beat that I was already playing with many country songs in cumbias. This is going to be my cumbia, which is a cumbia for cowboys, Cowboy Cumbia. So I started, if Alan Jackson can sing Way Down on the Chattahoochee, I'm going to sing Way Down on the Border.
Yeah.
And always on a Friday, because all the Friday nights were the biggest dances in Laredo.
Yeah.
So I go out, Cowboys. I just started writing nonstop.
Sí.
Cowgirls dance till early morning light. And then I remembered my childhood in elementary school, first, second grade. Like, I want the 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4.
Yeah.
So I came up with a 1 step, 2 step,
3 step forward.
And,
Yeah.
come on, everybody, get on the floor. Dance, y'all, dance. The Cowboy Cumbia.
It sounds so simple, but it's not. You have to come up with it.
It was like a electrifying something happening in the universe, you know, kind of thing.
Everything joined at once, right?
Yeah.
Everything came together.
It just hit me, and I
Yeah.
said, "Okay, now what?" So I went to another part, which are all different little, you know, verses, and I go, "Okay, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4." Okay, and then I remembered Clint Eastwood, you know, Rawhide. And when they go, yeah.
Yeah.
So I go, ride, giddy up.
Yeah.
And it feels good.
I used to do that along with the song, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, when the Blues Brothers, they were sing Rawhide.
Yeah.
And they would do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
No.
that's how it was born, man.
And those are the things, like those little elements are what makes the song memorable, you know? Yeah. Those little things like that. You know, you hear the song just to wait for that.
It's such a
certain
simple
element.
song.
Yeah, it's a simple song, man, but I think that's what makes it so great.
Then I produced the video, and if you've seen the video, is in 5 years it has over 25 million views.
Yeah, 25 million views in 5 years. I was just going to tell you about
That's
that.
awesome, man. And they're all over the world.
Yeah.
I have friends in the Philippines, Australia, South Africa.
It's that Hispanics
Crazy.
and gringos can get into it. You know, I mean, they all understand it because you do a little English and a little Spanish, and everybody understands it. It went, ¿cómo se dice?
It went viral before there was viral.
For real, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Cumbia, man. What an amazing story, dude. You recorded it, put it in the studio, and came out with that hit. Overall, how long did it take you to write that song?
Honestly, about 30 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
And then I called the guys. I called the accordion player. He was 15 years old. And he's a monster accordion player.
Sí.
He still plays, my band once in a while.
Órale.
He's really busy in the studios and stuff with Freddy Records and all that. But I called him and I said, I need you, you know what? I'll go to your house. And we got together and I said, this is a song. I had several songs already. I kept writing that night. I kept writing all night. I wrote other songs, but Cowboy Cumbia was first. And I said, I want this song to sound like a fiddle, the accordion. Make that squeeze box sound like a fiddle, like like a Cajun style, Louisiana, the Bayou. And he did it, man. And he did a real nice arrangement that I gave him, all the arrangements. And he was such a good player at 15.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I got the band together. We rehearsed them. All the songs that I put together, we actually rehearsed them in my house. So that band, we practiced for a month when I put it together in '96 in December. And from the garage, my house, we were hired because I was already a working band, big time. The Casablanca Ballroom.
Carney Guerra.
Carney, his daughter. Well, Carney was still there, but his daughter Belinda.
He owned all the radio stations in Laredo, practically, Chaz.
Yeah,
and he had that.
He had one in Corpus.
And so since he had the radio stations, he said, "I'll buy a freaking salon and I'll be promoting my dances and stuff like that." So he worked really well.
Actually, he had the salon before. It used to be the bowling alley. Casablanca Bowling, and they bought it and they turned it in. They lived there when they started, and he was doing nothing but conjunto at first, but then things broke up and broke out, and next thing you know, they called me, and I went from the garage rehearsing to the Casablanca. I opened for Roberto Pulido, the first gig.
97, 96.
It was 97, January of 97. I opened for that was the first gig with the band El Dorado.
And y Tejano todavía estaba en todo lo que da, I mean, there was still todavía no entraba todo el ¿cómo se dice? Norteño light that came in about 98, 97.
It was a crazy time, but I was told I got to tell you this story. I was told by someone, probably the most award-winning songwriter in Tejano. Who do you think it is? Right now.
Luis Silva.
He was one of them.
Beto Ramon.
Beto Ramon.
Okay.
Beto Ramon is a great friend of mine. And he's the first person I called because I recorded the Cowboy Cumbia, not this one, but an original one. This is the original, but there was another one before that. A little bit different, but 90% the same. And I had it on a cassette. I recorded it on a Tascam, 8-track. I did a lot of ping-ponging, studio work. So I called Beto. With all due respect, I called Beto, and he came over and he heard it, and he said, "No, man, it ain't gonna work." True story. If you're listening, Beto, if you're watching, it's okay, man.
Yeah. Well, he was on a different songwriting level. Otra onda.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he's an amazing.
He wrote a lot of great songs for Maz, and
Did he have a reason? Why did he say, "Hey, it's not going to work because"?
Well, it has a really good ending, actually, backstage at the Tejano Music Awards. What happened is he said to me, "It's not going to work." Literally, he told me to throw it away. In my garage, I said, "I like it. I mean, I think there's people out there that like what I'm doing. I mean, I'm already playing cumbias."
I don't think it was serious enough for him, bro. I mean, he was more of a serious songwriter, and this song is more of it's got a novelty feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that might have been what it was.
It's about our culture. Even the video that I produced.
Understandable, but it's just like, I guess he's one of those songwriters that's got a whole different.
He thought it was too gimmicky. Probably,
he might have thought that. He's
which I respected. I said, well,
Yeah.
I mean, there was no bad vibes at all. It was just like I said. And he told me, you should do what Bobby Pulido's doing, or Pira Estudillo or Intocable. I said, well, that's the point, man. I'm not them.
And
I have my own style.
Yeah.
You know, I'm me.
You do, bro.
I'm doing my own thing. And so the last thing I want to do is copy anybody. So I just went ahead and recorded it. Came to McAllen. Aquí con Chuy Cavazos.
Sí, aquí El Sereno. I just saw him Saturday night.
And he did an amazing job on the. But the great thing about this record that I produced, the Cowboy Cumbia, was 95% recorded live. It wasn't like un músico y luego el otro put on the headphones.
Tracks and all that.
No, man. It was
everybody just got in there and it's all doing. Because you guys were so well rehearsed from being together for so long, right? Yeah. The chemistry was there.
It was tight.
You go in there and record it like a basic track and everybody does their part and what? You just have to tweak a few things and that's it.
And there was no click.
Yeah.
No click, no.
Well, that shows how great your drummer was back then and the beat, but
the drummer was an amazing drummer, Charlie Castillo. He played with Little Joe and many bands. So it was an amazing thing that happened, and I took the record. I called all the record companies. Some of them laughed at me. Nobody gave me a chance. Nobody returned phone calls. So I created my own label, Bandera Records, because Laredo's been under 7 Flags. So I called it Bandera Records, and I recorded it and I produced it and I did the whole thing.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next thing you know, Beto Ramon, I ran into him when I won some awards. And backstage, he said, Javier, I need to tell you something. I said, yeah, I need to tell you something. It's really, really crazy. But you remember that when I told you that, esa rola no, and whatnot. I said, yeah, man. He said, I'm glad you pursued it, but let me tell you this. Dijo, your biggest fans are my children. So my children have driven me nuts with this song when they first heard it, when it first came out on the radio. He said, Beto, if you're listening, it's a really great story. Or if you're watching. So he told me that they wake up in the morning, play Cowboy Cumbia. They're having breakfast, play Cowboy Cumbia. He takes them to school, play Cowboy Cumbia in the car, in the truck. He picks them up, play Cowboy Cumbia. Well, they were driving me wild. And, you know, mi respetos. And we shook hands, a big hug backstage. He won, of course, Songwriter of the Year. And so it's amazing how things turned out.
Isn't that crazy? Ladies and gentlemen, Javier Molina, Mr. Cowboy Cumbia here with us.
Yeah.
I want to ask him about his rebirth coming up right after this. I want to thank Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. We appreciate their support. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are feeling sluggish, tired, gain weight, you want to talk to them. 441-2188 is the number. Testosterone therapy. They've got also weight loss therapy as well. You can lose up to, 11 pounds in like 2 weeks, babe, right? Something like that. So give them a call, make an appointment, find out where your levels are at, and it'll be the best thing you ever do with Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. Entras allí y sales, mira, listo para entrar. As a matter of fact, I'm a little bit sore right now because I went to the gym.
I hope you recorded it.
To work out. Yeah, man, I did legs, man, and I hate it when I do legs and I can barely sit down to take a poop. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so sore. But look, I got to
look at this.
You know, so I was doing a couple of reps.
Wow.
Lifting some weight and, slowly and, make sure I get the contraction on my,
it's amazing your calf tattoo fell off, but
I mean. Yeah. No, I put some, I had to cover it with a little, makeup and stuff, but my hamstrings are a little sore right now, but I'm doing all right. Everything's cool, ladies and gentlemen. You go to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
It looks like a forklift.
Everybody's watching. Like, cállate los hocico, right? Also want to thank Rody's Country Fried Chicken in Eagle Pass, close to Laredo. But let me tell you, it's worth the drive. If you live in Laredo or Carrizo Springs, head on over, or even where they have the Spinach Festival over there in that area. También un saludo para todos allá. And just go by Eagle Pass and try some of the best fried chicken and gizzards in Texas, Eagle Pass, and it's Rody's Country Fried Chicken, un dinner pack. No me cállate la boca, shut up. Also want to thank Nisi Auto Sales. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to buy some vehicles, they are able and capable to help you out. They've got a lot of beautiful cars on the lot. And right now, if you go to their website, all right, or if you go to any of their social media platforms, you can win a iPhone 17 Pro giveaway. I mean, these phones are the best and they're the most updated. So they're going to be giving that away. You need to go to their website. It's Nisi Auto Sales
Group.
NisiAutogroup.com. Thank you. You can call them at 956-263-1615. Located 4501 North FM 755 in Rio Grande and in Mission 1512 East Business Highway 83. Muchas gracias, Eddie, and toda la familia Garza. Also want to thank Ron Hoover RV and Marine in Odessa. Thank you so much to Anthony Patterson. They've got lots of awesome, beautiful RVs. Coachman, Palomino, serving the Odessa, Texas area. They're proud to carry a large selection of new and pre-owned inventory. You give them a call, 432-247-8555. If you're going to go out hunting and you need an RV, or if you're doing some oil work over there in that area in West Texas and you need an RV so you can stay in there while you work up there, you call them and they'll hook you up. They'll take care of you. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It's Ron Hoover RV and Marine, Odessa, Texas. Also want to thank Richard Molina. Thank you so much, Richard Molina, running for mayor. We're getting close to early voting, and then the election day is going to be in November, the first week. So stay tuned and follow him on his social media. He's constantly updating it and having all kinds of awesome events as well that you can go by and hang out with him. All right. Also want to take time to say happy birthday to Chris Salinas Jr. He's 35 years old today. Look at this guy, Javier. We bought him a brand new wheelchair, all right, with our fans. And so, because he had a wheelchair that they had to push him, and he doesn't have the capability to turn the wheels, and it was broken, and he had fallen on it already. ¿Verdad, baby?
Yes.
So he asked me to, share a GoFundMe he was trying to get money for a wheelchair, an electric wheelchair. I said, you know what? How much is it? I'll buy it. So we bought it for him.
Awesome.
And boy, he is working it out. Look at what he's doing.
Look at this.
As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, he's really taking advantage of the new
It's very sturdy.
wheelchair.
Very sturdy.
Look, mira nomás.
Mira,
Javier.
Javi, pues,
Yeah, so el Chris anda bien, mira, anda bien.
he's ready to elope.
Mira, por eso quería la electric wheelchair, baby. Mira.
It's amazing he can see.
Yeah. Está dando free rides el vato. It looks like he was a Desperado Harley Davidson. They had some sort of bike wash. So the girls were washing the bikes in bikinis. Y pues tú sabes, they took a break, and Chris Salinas Jr. decided to give him a ride for his birthday.
He's all man. All man. Little testosterone.
Happy birthday, papa. Man.
Wow.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, big announcement.
Uh-oh.
So we've been promoting that Whiskey D is performing at the Blue Bar this Friday, all right? And in Edinburgh on Saturday. Well, we've had to change the dates. So it's going to be Friday in Edinburgh at the amphitheater. They're having the Fire Stoppers Festival. It's the 33rd annual. So it's going to be us. And as a matter of fact, a band from Laredo by the name of Rock of Ages. And also, I think his name is Adrian. You might know Adrian.
I've heard of him, yeah.
Yeah, he's a musician and a singer. School of Rock will also perform. So that's going to be on Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. And then Saturday, we're going to the Blue Bar. Okay, so we're
Is
gonna
Alley Cat Crash going to be there too?
no, it's going to be Rock of Ages, I think. That's what it said on the poster. Saturday night, Trevino's Blue Bar, Mercedes, Texas. Now, we're doing this little bar. We don't really play bars that much, but this is our hometown. And as you can see, the inside of the bar, it's very limited as far as people being able to get in. But we're going to fill that place up Saturday night. So it's not happening Friday night. It's happening Saturday night. So I don't know about Javier, but I just love playing these little bars, especially in my hometown, man. All my homeboys are going to be there.
Yeah, man.
And we should have a lot of fun. We'll probably hit the stage or the floor there at 9 o'clock, around 9 o'clock. And so everybody is invited, okay? Friday night in Edinburgh. And then Saturday night, we are in Mercedes, Texas, okay? Also, Friday, October 10th, Static X is happening at Payne Arena. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com or PayneArena.com. Saturday, October 25th, it's Midnight Massacre. It's boxing at La Catedral in Mission. I will be the ring announcer, okay? So make sure to go out there and check it out. I got an interview with Sammy Castañeda. He's the guy right up there on the middle top left with the blue. And he's told us a story, man. He went through some adversity, but it's an amazing story of perseverance, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Saturday, November 8th, Stone Temple Pilots at Payne Arena. All right, tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. Toadies are going to open up December 12th, except at the Citrus Live Theater in Edinburgh. You're definitely going to go to that one, aren't you, Chaz?
Oh, yeah, big time. When you saw them, you would not stop talking about Bradley. Did he go on and
For
on?
months.
I mean, like,
For months.
He was saying, I want to bring him myself. Like,
I was hoping to do it.
I was like, calm down.
And then 2 days later, that's on a Friday, and then on Sunday, December 14th, Blue Oyster Cult will be playing at the Payne Arena. So there you go. We've got plenty of concerts to go to, ladies and gentlemen. And we have Javier Molina. Javier, now, somebody mentioned on my social media when I mentioned that you were going to be on our show this week.
Yeah.
That they heard you do the cumbia, the Cowboy Cumbia in Austin, but Christian. So you became a reborn again Christian, or did something like that happen in your life?
Yeah. Many years ago, I went through some the neurological disorders and a lot of pain in my neck and my body. I'm still in pain. It radiates, kind of neuropathy and all kinds of stuff. And they found tumors in my spine, and a lot of really, really crazy stuff, because I ended up in San Antonio at the Audie Murphy Hospital. Mm-hmm. And they did all these experiments and exams, myelograms and CT scans, and they found that I was going through a really rough time. I had exploding head syndrome. I thought my head was going to blow up every night that I would go to sleep, and it was all from the fall as a little kid when I was 18 years old.
The long-term effects.
Yeah, because it was a closed head trauma. There was no bleeding. My head was double the size, and my mom said that my head was touching my back. It was snapped completely back. So they put me in some sort of cryogenics at the hospital there, at Cook County Hospital in Chicago. They told my mom that, said, don't let this boy, once I left the hospital, don't let this boy ever get a blow to the head. Mm-hmm. One blow can kill him. Yeah. I ended up being a boxer. Can you believe it?
That's crazy.
My mom it was terrible. I put my mom through a lot.
You were going through some hard times, adversity, and about what year was it? You said 5 years ago, something?
I ended up at Audie Murphy Hospital. This is back in the 1980, as a matter of fact. Way back in 1980, I ended up at Audie Murphy Hospital. I was going through a lot of neurological trouble, and they even found that I was suicidal. I actually put a gun to my head, and at a bar, and I was with some friends, and I don't even know why I did that, but I took it was a revolver. It was fully loaded, and I pulled the hammer, and I pulled the trigger, but I caught the hammer, and everybody just almost freaked out and passed out. And I had thoughts about, harming myself and all kinds of stuff going through me. Mm-hmm. But I found out that it was all related to that injury, because in the hospital, the Veterans Hospital in San Antonio, they found that I had all my vertebrae from C1 all the way to C7 vertebrae down to T1, thoracic. Mm-hmm. What they call the axillary nerve sleeve that protects your nerves along the vertebrae completely. It's like a sleeve. So covers it.
And it's got fluid in it and everything and stuff like that. Yeah,
well,
the sleeve.
They found that my axillary nerves were obliterated completely. I had no axillary sleeve, no protection. And they put them on the medical record. They're putting question marks. They're scratching their heads. Why is he able to walk? Why is he not in complete, total pain? I don't know. God's merciful. But I was really, really messed up. And then they did the worst thing that they could do to me, which was they herniated my brain at the hospital. I'm saying this publicly. What happened was they performed a myelogram, which is like a spinal tap. It is a spinal tap. Mm-hmm. Today they use MRIs. But back in 1980, they did the spinal tap. They did a CT scan to rule out any structural lesion, and they missed the fact that my brain had to that point was swollen since I was 18 months old. It always stayed swollen, and it was right on the pushing against the foramen magnum, which is the base of the skull behind, which is where the cerebellar tonsil connects with the spinal canal, because the brain and the central nervous system are one unit. Okay, the brain thinks and the central nervous system acts. The pinky move, or thumb. It's the brain connecting with the central nervous system
together.
But my brain was herniated. They did a spinal tap because they missed the fact that I had a intracranial abnormality, which was a swollen brain. So what they did is when they pulled out, they took out my cerebral spinal fluid with the spinal tap. It's like pulling a plug in the kitchen sink and the water goes down. What they did is they removed my CSF, and my brain just was herniated, pulled into the foramen magnum, 8 millimeters. It's very dangerous. It's called acquired Chiari malformation. There's children that are born with that. They go blind or they die, but they're born with it. It's a genetics. Mine was acquired. It was damaged because they pulled the cerebral spinal fluid, and my brain sort of collapsed into it became like a cone, called coning. So it's cerebellar tonsillar herniation, ectopia. Ectopia means like pain. And I've had a lot of pain over the years, and it's all coming from here. It was from the fall. They could not understand why my spine had that. And then they found neurofibromas. Neurofibromas are, you've seen the Elephant Man movie? That's what he had. He had neurofibroma, but his became infected.
You get tumors and stuff, don't you, from that?
Yeah. Well, the neurofibromas are the tumors, but if they get infected, like in the Elephant Man's case, which is a true story, he developed bone deformity. So he just it's horrible.
Yeah.
However, he was able to live and do the things that he did. But mine, I went to a church. Not a church. I went to a hall where I used to perform in Laredo. Okay. And there was a group of Christians. They called themselves the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship. They get together once a month and they do events. They also get together once a week at a restaurant and just, fellowship and sharing testimonies of healings and miracles and just lives being transformed, families getting back together, things like that. And I went to that place. I saw an ad in the paper that said Sanidad Divina, divine healing. There was an evangelist. So I went there. And I was hiding in the back because, I was a public figure. I was a singer. I was a boxer. And I hid in the back. And I used to play at that hall. Next thing you know, they made the man started preaching, the gospel. I'd never heard the gospel. I grew up Catholic. I never read a Bible. And all of a sudden, something came over me, and I felt in my heart that the message was for me. It was about me. And then he said, at the end of the event, he said, there's someone that came here tonight. I went there because they found tumors in my spine and all the issues that I was suffering from. And one thing that happened was he said, there's someone here that came because you have a tumor in your neck, in your back. So I waited for someone else, I said, well, that makes two of us. I also have a tumor or tumors. And he called 3 times. So I got up, went up front. They prayed for me. And I was healed of those tumors, miraculously.
Wow.
And that's when the following day, I went to a Christian church that was across the street from my neighborhood. And I started congregating there. And years went by where I felt so grateful. I actually became, I've done a lot of missionary evangelistic work all over Mexico. I've been to 24 states where I sing a lot of Christian music. I share my testimony. I pray for people. People pray for me. And it's something that I don't publish. I don't, make a show of it. I'm not like, it's not that I don't want to draw attention to it. I just keep it,
It's personal.
It's personal. It's something that I do. And I've helped a lot of people in different ways. I actually, and God is my witness, I donated $100,000 to a church at one time. And I have the cashier's check as proof. I just felt it in my heart that what God did in my life. I was pretty crazy, man. I did a lot of things. I went through 2 divorces because of being an artist. It comes with a heavy price. You do things that you lose control. And it was something that was very difficult for me to deal with. And now I'm at peace with myself.
Good.
I'm at peace.
That's awesome.
I pray every day. I pray for my family, my children, a lot of people. I add to my prayer list. So it's something that is that really has given me renewed strength. Some people don't really agree with what I'm doing, that I'm still performing, that I should just
You're
perform
doing
in
secular
church.
music,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
I think you can do both as long as you do
because I don't charge to go.
As long as you live a good life and you help others, and as long as you,
But people can be pretty hard on singers like me.
you do what you do,
But
and you do you.
I know deep in my heart, my faith's very strong, stronger than ever, and I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing.
And people that have anything to say, they just want to try to move you out of that position that you're at, where you're at peace. You know what I mean? So don't let them mess your peace,
good.
man.
I'm
And
good.
keep jamming. Javier Molina, ladies
Come
and
on.
gentlemen. Yeah.
Y'all dancing hallelujah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 pasos. Quiero ver a todos adorando a Dios. Dancen, dancen, hallelujah.
Yeah, this is the Christian version.
Right.
Yeah.
Boogie up. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Javier, you got to come back to the show because I want to talk about your broadcasting career and your producing and what you think about the future of AI and all that stuff, because we're talking about that off the mic before we started the show, and I think we can have some pretty cool discussions about it. But I hope this isn't the last time you come to the show, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes,
and
sir.
it was an ultimate pleasure to have you here with us, okay?
Thank you so much. ¿Cómo te dicen, James or Rock?
Rock and roll, James.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
I just want to show my eyes. I have photophobia because of the surgery that I had. I'm going to send you a picture
Órale.
of the surgery. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I had 42 staples, stainless steel staples
crazy,
in the
man.
back of my neck. But I'm light is hard on me, but I'll just, hello,
Yeah.
that's me.
We see the pictures without glasses on all the album covers and stuff, bro. Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Javier Molina out of Laredo, Texas. Thank you for taking the time to come down and hanging out with us here in the 956. Well, Laredo's a 956 as well.
That's right, yeah.
So you just drove down a bit more. But hey, man, whatever you need, Javier, aquí estamos, carnal. 100%. Okay?
Shout out to a great friend of mine in Bakersfield, California, Isaac El Güero Garza. Isaac,
The streets
Salud,
of
jefe.
Bakersfield, Daddy.
come on.
All right, everybody, wave. Y'all have a great one and behave. Vámonos, Recio. We'll see you Friday night in Edinburgh, Saturday night in Mercedes.
2 step, 3 step, 4. Come on, everybody, let's praise the Lord. Dance, y'all dancing high.